Have you ever looked at someone in their 70s or even 80s, moving like they're still in their 50s, full of energy, walking tall, sharp as a tack, and thought to yourself, how do they do it? You're not alone. Many of us wonder if it's just luck or good genes. But here's the truth that may surprise you. Only 5% of seniors over 70 can do certain things that the rest struggle with. And it's not because they're special. It's because they've made small, consistent choices day after day that keep them strong, clear-minded, and full of vitality. And here's why you'll want to stick around, because in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what those 5% are doing differently and how you can start doing the same, starting today. If you've ever felt like aging is stealing your energy, your independence, or your sharp thinking, this is for you. We're talking real life, practical habits to help you move better, think clearer, and feel more alive than you have in years. But before we dive in, do me a small favor. If you care about your health or the health of someone you love, hit the like button so this video gets shared with others who need it too. And make sure you're subscribed so you never miss out on tips that could change your life after 60. Every subscriber helps us continue to bring powerful, research-backed advice straight to you. All right, let's get into it. Let me ask you something simple. How easily do you move these days? Can you get up from a chair without pushing yourself? Walk up a flight of stairs without pausing? Bend down and pick something up without worrying you'll throw your back out? Tiep tuk nhufan, javiet truok, jo joan bat, jiao bang, if you're nodding your head. That's wonderful. Ben muon toy, tiep tuk luom fan do. Haiko tem yeo kao chinsua, now truok kitrien kai tiep. Ban jan noi, ban hai huan, tien lai part 1. ChatGPT janoi tuyat voi. Doi jai, laban part 1 huan chin, gua video. Only 5% of seniors can do these 5 things after 70. Improve longevity and health today. Voi jai, ju fan mu jao. CTA jao video. Wahe noi dung chin, jao tien. Kich ban juoch viet nhu mot kuok tro chuyen gan gui. Kiao kem hung va thukte. Anrieng chokhan gia tu she satoi trolen. Have you ever looked at someone in their 70s or even 80s, moving like they're still in their 50s, full of energy, walking tall, sharp as a tack, and thought to yourself, how do they do it? You're not alone. Most people assume that aging automatically means decline less energy, more pain, slower thinking, but the truth is far more empowering. Did you know that only 5% of seniors over 70 can still do certain things that the other 95% can't? Things like moving with full mobility, staying sharp mentally, and living pain-free without medication. But here's the good news. It's not about luck, and it's not all about genetics. These seniors didn't win some health lottery. They made small, smart choices that helped them hold on to their strength, their clarity, and their independence long after others gave it up. And if you're here today, that tells me something important. It tells me that you're ready to take control of your aging journey. So in this video, we're going to talk about 5 key things that only 5% of seniors can do after 70. And more importantly, how you can start doing them too. These are simple, doable habits you can begin today to stay mobile, stay sharp, and feel younger than your age. Before we dive in, if you care about your health or the health of someone you love, please take a second to click the like button. It helps more people see this important message. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you never miss the tips and tools that can change your life after 60. We're building a community here, and I'd love for you to be part of it. All right, let's begin. Let me ask you something. How do you feel when you get out of bed in the morning? Do your knees ache? Does it take a few minutes to get going? Do you avoid stairs or bending down because you're afraid you'll lose your balance or throw something out? If so, you're not alone. The truth is, Most people over 70 begin to lose mobility not because of age alone, but because of years of habits that lead to stiffness, weakness, and loss of confidence in their own bodies. But here's the surprising part. A small group, just 5%, can still move with full freedom. They walk without pain. They climb stairs. They bend, twist, and stretch like people 20 years younger. And it's not because they go to the gym every day or have personal trainers. It's because they've made movement a non-negotiable part of daily life. Take Richard, for example. He's 74 years old and a retired teacher. Every morning, he walks 3 miles. Rain or shine, he still plays golf twice a week. And he'll tell you the secret in 5 words. Never let a day go by without moving. He treats his body like it's 40, not 74, and in return, his body treats him like he's 42. You see, stiffness and poor balance don't happen overnight. They build up quietly over the years from sitting too long, avoiding movement, and letting little aches turn into big problems. But the opposite is also true. The more you move, the more your body remembers how to move. And here's the important part. It's not just about moving more. It's about moving better. Gentle stretches, balance training, and light resistance exercises are powerful tools for keeping joints flexible and muscles strong. Even just standing up every 30 minutes or walking for 10 minutes after each meal can make a world of difference. And posture, don't underestimate it. Bad posture can compress your spine, tighten your chest, and throw off your balance. But the top 5%, they're aware of how they sit, how they stand, and how they walk. They keep their shoulders back, their core lightly engaged, and their head up, not just to look better, but to move better and feel better. So if you want to stay mobile, don't wait until stiffness sets in. Start now. Check your posture. Get up and stretch. Walk a little farther each day. And if you're not sure where to begin, talk to a physical therapist or a movement coach. They'll help guide you safely. Because your body is listening. If you treat it like it's old, it will act old. But if you move with strength and purpose, your body will respond, just like Richard's. Now let's talk about something just as important, your mind. You've probably noticed that as people age, some stay sharp as ever they remember names, follow conversations, even learn new skills, while others start to struggle with memory, focus, and mental fog. And while some decline is normal, it's not inevitable. The seniors who stay mentally sharp well into their 70s and beyond, they work at it every day, just like a muscle. The brain needs to be exercised and challenged to stay strong. That means more than just doing the same crossword every morning or watching TV. That means learning, problem solving, having real conversations, and pushing your brain outside its routine. Edward is 76. He still reads challenging books, plays chess daily, and even takes online classes to learn new things. He's curious, engaged, and always thinking, and it shows. His memory is sharp, his processing speed is fast, and he's able to connect ideas with ease. He's not lucky, he's intentional. And here's something else. Staying socially active is a big part of staying mentally young. Conversations, especially meaningful ones, stimulate the brain. Laughing, debating, storytelling, all of it lights up your mind in ways that solitary activities can't. If you find yourself spending more and more time alone, try reaching out, join a book club, call a grandchild, talk to someone younger than you. These interactions do more than lift your spirit. They actually help keep your mind agile. And don't forget the hidden powerhouse behind mental sharpness: quality sleep. Deep, restorative sleep helps your brain form memories, clean up waste, and reset for a new day. Without it, everything suffers: mood, focus, memory, even your risk of cognitive decline. So if your sleep has been off lately, start by setting a regular bedtime. turning off screens an hour before bed, and creating a calm, cool sleep environment. Your brain needs that rest to keep performing at its best. Now, if you're still watching and finding this helpful, I want to know you're serious about taking care of your health. Drop a comment below with the words number 2 so I know you're still with me and committed. And again, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and help us grow this channel for people just like you. People who believe that growing older should never mean giving up, because we're just getting started. Now that we've talked about moving with confidence and keeping the mind sharp, let's talk about something a little more personal, your joints. Because for most people, getting older means waking up with aching knees, stiff hips, and cracking shoulders. Joint pain becomes something they expect, almost like it's written into the rules of aging. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be that way? There's a reason you'll meet seniors who still garden, still dance, still crouch down to play with their grandkids and never reach for painkillers afterward. They're part of the 5% who figured out how to keep their joints strong and pain-free, even without medication. And again, it's not because they're lucky. It's because they've been doing a few things differently, and it's never too late to start. Let me tell you about Robert. He's 74. And while many of his friends complain about joint stiffness just walking to the mailbox, Robert moves with ease, no hobbling, no grimacing, just smooth, steady motion. Why? Because he made a decision a long time ago. Don't wait until something hurts to start taking care of it. One of the biggest game changers for joint health is low-impact movement. Swimming, walking, gentle stretching. These activities keep your joints lubricated and your muscles strong without pounding or pressure. Robert swims a few times a week, walks every morning, and stretches while the coffee brews. Nothing extreme, just consistent, mindful movement. But exercise is only one part of the picture. The second is nutrition. Your joints aren't just bones, they're surrounded by cartilage and connective tissue that can become inflamed or break down with age. And what you eat plays a huge role in how well those tissues hold up. Robert's diet is full of anti-inflammatory foods, things like salmon, walnuts, flax seeds, spinach, and berries. These foods are rich in omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants, which help calm inflammation. At the same time, he avoids excess sugar and processed foods, because those ingredients fuel the kind of chronic inflammation that makes joint pain worse over time. Another trick, hydration. Cartilage. The cushiony material between your joints is made up of water. If you're not drinking enough, your joints literally dry out. They lose their ability to absorb shock. And that's when pain creeps in. Robert drinks water throughout the day, not just when he's thirsty, but as a daily habit. A hydrated body is a body that moves more freely. And let's not forget posture. Yes, we talked about posture earlier with mobility, but it's especially important when it comes to joints. Misalignment, like sitting crooked or standing with your weight shifted, can slowly wear down your knees, hips, and spine. Robert makes sure to sit with support, walk with awareness, and shift his weight evenly when he stands. When something feels off, he doesn't ignore it. He stretches, he moves, he listens to his body, and because of that, he avoids the cycle so many fall into: pain, inactivity, more stiffness, more pain. The point is, you don't need fancy treatments or expensive supplements to protect your joints. You need consistency, movement, better food, water, posture, awareness. Even if you're already dealing with some joint discomfort, small changes can bring relief. You can talk to your doctor about joint-friendly exercises or anti-inflammatory meal plans. You don't have to live with pain as your new normal. And speaking of movement, there's one more piece of the puzzle. We can't ignore reflexes and coordination. Now you might be thinking, I'm not trying to be an athlete. I get it. But quick reflexes aren't just about catching a ball or reacting fast. They're about staying safe, preventing falls, and moving through the world with confidence. Most people lose their coordination gradually. They start to drop things. They trip more. They hesitate before stepping off a curb. But that 5%, they still move with ease. They react quickly. They feel in control of their bodies. Let me introduce you to George. He's 76. And I kid you not if you toss him a set of keys. He'll catch them midair without flinching. He can change directions while walking without losing balance. And when he steps off a bus or climbs stairs, there's no hesitation. So what's his secret? George never stopped challenging his coordination. He does small, intentional things every day that keep his nervous system sharp. For example, he does rapid eye tracking exercises, watching a moving object with his eyes to strengthen the connection between vision and movement. He bounces a tennis ball against the wall and catches it. He practices stepping quickly side to side in short bursts. Nothing intense, just enough to keep his muscles responsive. And again, this goes hand in hand with core strength. A strong core stabilizes your body. It gives you balance and control. That's why George includes gentle balance drills and exercises like standing leg lifts or tapping his toes to a rhythm while brushing his teeth. Easy, repeatable, effective. The other half of this equation, nutrition and sleep. George avoids alcohol and junk food that slow down nerve signals. Instead, he eats foods rich in B vitamins, magnesium, and omega-3s, all of which support brain and nerve health. He also makes sleep a top priority, because your body isn't just resting during sleep. It's rewiring, restoring, and sharpening your reflexes. Poor sleep equals clumsier movement. Good sleep makes everything smoother. And yes, he stays hydrated too. Even mild dehydration can dull your reaction time. Think of water like oil in a car engine. Without it, things start to stick and slow down. The best part, you don't have to train like a gymnast to improve your reflexes. Just do a little bit each day that pushes your body to react. Watch a ball. Practice balance. Try light agility steps. It keeps your nervous system awake, and that keeps you safe. Because at the end of the day, the people who stay mobile, mentally sharp, pain-free, and quick on their feet into their 70s and 80s, they're not doing magic tricks. They're just doing the right little things. Consistently, they made the choice to stay active, stay engaged, and stay in control. And if you've made it this far, then I know something about you too. You're ready to make those choices too. So if you're still with me and you're finding this information valuable, take a moment and type number 4 in the comments so I know you're still here and committed to protecting your strength and independence. And hey, if you haven't done it yet, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us keep sharing helpful, uplifting content for seniors who want to live stronger, longer, and better. We're almost there. Let's finish strong. Now let's talk about one more area of the body that most people silently suffer through as they age: the back. For millions of older adults, back pain is like background noise. It starts with a little morning stiffness, turns into a dull ache during the day, and eventually becomes a constant companion that limits everything: walking, standing, even sleeping. For some, it feels like a prison sentence you can't escape. But the truth is, 5% of seniors over 70 don't have that problem. They move freely. They stand tall. They bend without fear. Their backs are strong, stable, and pain-free, not because they were born lucky, but because they learned how to take care of their spine. Let me tell you about Richard again. You might remember him from earlier. At 74, he doesn't hunch. He doesn't groan when standing up. He doesn't wince when reaching for something on the floor. His secret: he treats his back like it's something to actively care for, not just something that breaks down over time. One of the most important things he does is stretch regularly. Not just any stretches, he focuses on areas that affect the back, most the hips, the hamstrings, and the lower spine. Tight hamstrings pull on the pelvis, which strains the lower back. Limited hip movement forces your back to overcompensate. But with simple stretches, hip openers, forward folds, and gentle back extensions, Richard keeps everything moving smoothly. And then comes core strength. Most people think abs are for young people at the gym, but in reality, a strong core is your back's best friend. The deep abdominal muscles, glutes, and lower back muscles work together to stabilize the spine and protect it from injury. Richard does simple core moves like planks, bridges, and standing leg lifts. He's not trying to get six-pack abs. He's just keeping his spine supported. It's the difference between relying on a cane and walking with confidence. Another habit that sets the 5% apart: avoiding long periods of sitting. When you sit for hours, your spine compresses, your posture collapses, and your back weakens. That's why Richard gets up often. He takes short walks throughout the day. Even standing for a few minutes every hour can help reverse the effects of prolonged sitting. And here's something most people never think about: nutrition for your spine. The bones and connective tissues in your back need support too. Richard eats foods rich in collagen, calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D. These nutrients keep bones strong and discs hydrated. He drinks plenty of water so his spinal discs, the shock absorbers between your vertebrae, stay lubricated and flexible. But what might be most important of all is this: he listens to his body. If he feels tension building, he doesn't ignore it. He stretches, applies heat, or rests, because he knows that small discomforts, when left untreated, become big limitations, and by addressing them early, he stays ahead of the pain. You don't need fancy equipment or hours in the gym to protect your back. You need to move it, strengthen it, and support it every day. Even 5 minutes of intentional stretching and posture work can lead to big changes in how your back feels. And more than that, it gives you back your freedom, because back pain isn't just about discomfort. It limits how far you can walk, how long you can stand, even how well you sleep. But with the right care, you can reclaim that freedom and live without pain dictating what you can or cannot do. So if you're nodding your head or rubbing your lower back as you listen to this, take this as your sign. Start today. Stretch gently, sit up taller, drink more water, add in some core strength. Your future self will thank you. And that brings us to the heart of it all. You've now heard what sets the healthiest 5% apart. They're not superheroes. They're not born with secret advantages. They simply make small, consistent choices that compound over time. They move every day because they know stillness is the enemy of strength. They challenge their minds because mental sharpness doesn't retire at 65. They protect their joints through food, movement, and awareness. They train their reflexes because safety and agility go hand in hand. And they care for their backs because a strong spine holds up a strong life. If there's one thing I hope you take from this, it's this: you have more control than you think. It's not too late to change. It's not too late to improve. And it's never too late to feel stronger, sharper, and more alive than you thought possible. Even if you start small: 5 minutes of walking, one good stretch, one better meal, it adds up. Every action you take sends a message to your body: I'm not done yet. And I believe you're not. You have life left to live, strength left to build, and wisdom the world still needs. So now I want to hear from you. What's one thing you're going to start doing today? Share it in the comments. I read every one, and your story might just inspire someone else. If you found this video helpful, please take a second to click like. It really helps more people find this message. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss another tip to help you live healthier, longer, and stronger. We're here for you. We believe in you. and we can't wait to see what the next chapter of your life looks like. Here's to living your best life at any age.